Thank you very much.
Vous êtes le rédacteur en chef d'Europolitics, c'est un site d'information spécialisé.
Now turn to Christophe Garach,
Poser la même question que Margherita à son invité.
who is from Europolitics news agency.
De ce que sera le futur Parlement.
Alors, what's your reaction to this?
C'est le décalage entre ce qui s'est produit dans les États membres. On est toujours confronté à la même chose. Ce sont 28 scrutins.
We're always facing the same
un Parlement européen. Donc un
votes, the same 20 votes.
Situation en France, le Front National en tête. On pourrait.
In the composition of the European Parliament, that the Front National is leading in France. And we can say that, yes, the Front National will be part of the European Parliament and will be a strong rival. Well, this will not be the case because we've got 28 national votes. Every citizen elects their own representatives, but the French people are not alone in the European Parliament. There are 751 MEPs, and the far right will probably have 40 MEPs. It's significant, but it'll be 40 to 50 MEPs at the most, potentially. So who has won at the European Parliament? I would say that the two mainstream parties, centre-right and Social Democrats, they will probably have more or less the same number of seats, with perhaps 10 seats difference. So Audrey says, what you're saying is that we'll have a big coalition, setting aside the most extreme parties? Garach says in the past there have been technical agreements between the centre-right and the Social Democrats to share the presidency of the European Parliament, and things will probably happen in the same way. Now, majorities will be tighter to get 376 MEPs. One will need to check exactly each vote.
Des changements qui viennent de survenir en Europe.
So, changes, of course, will be taken into account. Changes as shown.
Modifier l'équilibre institutionnel.
The Front National in France will not turn around the institutional balance, and no blocking minority, as Mrs. Le Pen said. Audrey says, now one comment regarding the European Popular Party, that is the first political force. It's been 15 years that the EPP, the centre-right, has been the first political force in spite of their austerity measures. Garach says, well, when it comes to the number of seats, number of MEPs, as far as we know, the EPP has got the majority, but progressive and Conservatives have got less seats and have had less seats for 15 years. Audrey says there's another category that we call other, and this category includes parties that are not part of any parliamentary group. They are significant parties, such as Five Star Movement in Italy. In which parliamentary group will these kind of parties belong to? Garach says, well, there'll probably be 20 MEPs from the Five Star Movement, but we don't know where these political parties will be. Will they continue being part of the NI, of the non-registered, as we call them, in the European Parliament? Maybe these MEPs will take seats affiliate with the Liberals or to the Greens. You know, negotiations will start in the next few days, when the 751 MEPs will register officially as MEPs, and when they'll be asked which political group do they want to belong to. Audrey says, so decisions will take place in the next few weeks. The next few weeks will be key moments for us to understand what will be the political balance. So there might be some changes within the Liberals, the Conservatives. within the reformists. Garage says, well, the Liberals have got a very good score. 74 seats is a very good score. They will remain the third political group. That was the wish of Guy Verhofstadt, so he has met his objective. Now, among the 50 MEPs that are part of the other category, I talked to several political leaders from the right and the left parties, and most of them say, well, they say, if on the day before the election we haven't been contacted by people, it means that those people are not reliable. So maybe they will get 3 to 4 seats, and they will be able to form a majority and find a president for the Commission. Audrey says, just a few words regarding the potential president of the Commission. We don't have any clear ideas. Governments will meet Jean-Claude Juncker, who heads the EPP, who's the candidate of the EPP, has claimed victory. Is it as clear as that? Garage says, well, we're on election day. Many questions haven't been answered. While 400 million voters were supposed to express their votes today, we don't know what the rules of the game are, which is a pity. Today, who knows who will be the next president of the European Commission? Now, there is an implicit agreement between the 3 main political parties to give priority to the party that has got the most seats, but it is not sure yet that the one forming this majority will be president of the Commission, and the future president of the Commission will need to convince the member states. Mr. Cameron, Mrs. Merkel would like to put forward their own candidates and do not want to be bound by the appointed candidates. Now, this new electoral procedure was supposed to give new impetus to the electoral mode. Garage says, I think that the rules of the game were not clear enough, and the president of the Socialist group said that rules were not structured enough, and hopefully by 2019, the voting procedure will change, and probably, who knows, the voters will be able to elect directly the president of the Commission. Audrey says, we have just received official results for Italy, and the 5-star movement has reached a 26% score. That's huge for this anti-establishment movement. And this movement rests upon the personality of Beppe Grillo, and we are seeing more and more parties who rely on one personality. Are these parties reliable? Garage says, well, just look at the Le Pen family. Monsieur Le Pen has given the flame to the daughter, and Nigel Farage, the spokesman of UKIP, who worries about such situations. He's alone. He's the spokesperson of UKIP, and he's got fair results, and I've seen from the challenges that the UK is facing, Nigel Farage is willing to set up a team of people who will be in charge of talking to the media, answering journalist questions. So it goes to say for Italians as well, I think. The question is, will the group of Beppe Grillo be united, and will it resist the temptation of going and joining other political groups at the European Parliament? Audrey says, thank you for your clear explanations. Christophe Garage of Europolitics.